Edwards on the drive, goes inside the floor. And just overthrows. Turn him over again. Booker scoops it up. Booker brings the boom.
NBA's back, 5-game banger tonight on DraftKings, and we've got a nice little slate here. Locks at 7 to 8, 5 games. I do like these small slates on a Tuesday here. Got DC with me to break this 5-game NBA slate down. DC, what's going on, man? We were just talking a bunch of different stuff. We were talking best ball for playoffs and strategy and stuff like that before, talking about our exposures and stuff like that. I know it's an NBA show, but you've been in the best ball streets heavy. I've been doing a bunch of shows and content for best ball stuff, and you got some tricky strategies up your sleeve a little bit.
Yeah, I think that's, one of my, I don't know if you want to call it edges, but I do like to just kind of think about ways to get different strategies that you can use and then try to implement them. So it's kind of fun with the best ball because, you can go in with the plan, but obviously the other people in the room have to cooperate to some extent. So, sometimes I'll have a big plan I want to try to execute, and it'll take me like 6 or 7 drafts to actually get the job done. And the other ones, obviously, you got to pivot to whatever the room gives you to some extent. So, yeah, fun time of year in the football streets. Obviously, we've got the 2 college football playoff games, semifinal games coming up here Thursday and Friday, and then 3 days of NFL playoff action, and then kind of do it all again the next week. UFC, it's been too long of a break, JSU. I know you've been feeling the pain here. I've been ready for that to come back.
I've been feeling the pain hard with the UFC not back, but they are sharp. They know what they're doing.
Yeah.
This long layoff is absolutely sharp. They won't be back till the 24th, which I think ironically is when the Saturday slates end that weekend, right?
Yeah.
So I think the Saturday slates are the next
the month off for all these fighters kind of means that we've got backloaded talent right out of the gate when the UFC does return.
Yeah, and I think they're being very careful because of that White House card.
Yeah.
I can't imagine how many bangers we're going to get on that White House card.
Did you see John Anik said perhaps 6 to 7 undisputed title fights?
Oh, my God. Yeah, I saw that. I was like, that's – and Trump said, he's like, we're going to have all championship fights. I'm like, well, I don't know about all, but I'm sure Dana White is trying to put as many sick fights as he possibly can on this card. So
and then so I'm excited for UFC. And then I talked on the New Year's show, we talked about the AI driven baseball model I'm working on, but I'm working on one for golf too, a very data driven sport.
Oh, don't tell Rubio. He might draw wood.
A week from Thursday. So we'll see how it goes. I'm excited about it, but it'll be fun to test it out. Haven't really been able to actually run it live quite yet. So busy time of year, but excited for a lot of stuff coming forward here in the sports calendar.
Yeah, DC, just know if you take Colston Loveland from me when I have Bears, I will hate you. That's a fact.
I got a lot of Colston Loveland, so I'll stay out of your rooms, JSU. We don't want to fight over Colston Loveland.
Stay out of my room. I don't like when we start fighting over my guys like Colston Loveland. There's going to be some random belts, random shit on that card. Yeah, it's going to be interesting for sure. I hope we get some cool. I hope Connor comes back and fight. I don't think he will, but I mean, I hope we get something like that, something cool like that. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. I'm sure that Dana's going to try and make it as cool as possible. So, pretty excited for that and the UFC to come back here in a couple weeks. But until then, like you said, we've got playoffs literally the next Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, all playoffs, college football games, NFL games. We'll have the NBA all over the place the next the rest of the week, obviously 5 games today. DC, that's what we're here to break down. Let's let's dive into these games here. First one up, let's go by the Sabre order of games. We'll go Cleveland and Indiana to kick us off here. And we did have some news with this game here. The Cleveland side specifically, there were a couple guys questionable, I think with illnesses. One downgrade, Jalen Tyson got downgraded to questionable, and Jared Allen and Dean Wade, I think, got upgraded to probable here that were questionable with an illness or knee injury for Wade, and I think an illness for Allen. So it looks like those guys will be in DC, but no Donnie Mitchell. I was wondering if they were going to give us like the full on, like everybody out, no Donnie Mitchell, everyone, but it looks like we're going to get Allen in. Still though, it'll be interesting if you lose, Jalen Tyson, who's, been playing, pretty good role for this team. Even when everyone's back, he still has had a pretty decent role because he's been playing really well when he had the big opportunity to play big minutes. So him out means something, and Donnie Mitchell out for sure means something here. It means Darius Garland is probably going to be pretty popular on this slate. Evan Mobley's probably going to be really popular on this slate. He's got some big boy projections here for these two guys. Evan Mobley right now projecting almost 40% on Sabre. Pascal Siakam projecting for 23, Darius Garland 22, Jared Allen 18, Aaron Nesmith 32, Nembhard 11. There's a lot of ownership in this game, DC. This is going to be a very popular game. What are you buying the Cleveland chalk tonight?
I think it's kind of hard not to. I mean, favored by 6 here, 236 total. You take the number one scorer, playmaker out of the equation, and then, possibly Tyson too. A lot does depend on him, but he's a guy playing 25 to 35 minutes a night and decent usage. We'll see on Tyson. Even if he's in, I think Garland, Mobley, and Hunter all look good regardless of Tyson's status, and all three would get a further bump if you take Tyson out of the equation. Sam Merrill, another guy I think would benefit a lot if Tyson is out. I think if Tyson's in, I'll probably mostly stick to, I guess, the three studs. I don't know if you call DeAndre Hunter a stud, but I think it's if Tyson's in, Garland 1, Mobley 2, Hunter 3. If Tyson's out, all three of those plus maybe one more. I think Merrill's the guy I'm looking at most closely right now, but could see a potential case for Craig Porter, Lonzo. I just don't ever think the minutes are really going to be there for Lonzo, kind of regardless of who's in and out. So I'd probably avoid him, but he is 3,500, not the craziest play. But yeah, Cleveland obviously looks good right off the bat. Kind of hard, I think, to avoid Garland here with no Mitchell. And then on the Indiana side, decent plays as well. I think Aaron Nesmith, the top one for me. I think projections kind of agree with that, point per dollar wise. I'm sure you'll make the case for your guy, TJ McConnell. I don't hate that either. But yeah, Nesmith, minutes ticking upward, and obviously no Mathurin here either. So good spot all the way around. I think the Cleveland side is a little bit better, but decent plays on Indiana as well.
Yeah, I agree with James right here. Pacers can't guard anyone regardless. Good chalk. I agree. I think it's good chalk here. I think you're probably going to want two of these studs at the top here. I mean, even Jared Allen's been playing for his price tag has been solid. 44, 34, 30. The sucky thing about Jared Allen is it looks like he's sticking between that like 27 to 30-minute range. That's the shitty thing about him. But he's shown that, he can get you 40 in that spot. So it's not that terrible. And I will say Indiana kind of lacks the size. They waived Tony Bradley, which I'm so happy about because I was sick of seeing him get a few minutes randomly. Isaiah Jackson is out. They've been starting, I think, Micah Potter, not like massive big dude. And, Jay Huff's been playing somewhat limited role here. So I do think Jared Allen could have some success. But yeah, I'm gonna definitely want at least one of Darius Garland and Evan Mobley. And then I agree, like if you take Tyson off the floor, I think you gotta like one of DeAndre Hunter, Sam Merrill, Craig Porter. I am happy that I've always thought Craig Porter was really good. Every single chance he got to play when guys were out, I felt like he's shown that he deserves more minutes, and they're always hesitant when all the guys are in to still give him that run. DC, I think they're finally starting to give him some decent run here. And Lonzo, I mean, I would just prefer playing Craig Porter personally. I would just rather them stick there. And maybe that's what they're doing. We'll see. But 3,600, I would keep him in the pool. But DeAndre and Sam Merrill, I do think would have to get a big bump with no Tyson here. So I like those call outs here. The Indiana side, for me, I always say it. When I see TJ McConnell get to that 20 minute range, that's always good for fantasy here. And we know when he gets to 20, he's got the ability to give you 30. 4,400. Yeah, I'm going to like some TJ McConnell. I think Aaron Nesmith is a decent value piece here. The one chalk piece that I don't know if I'm going to get to is Pascal Siakam. I don't think he's terrible at 8,100. I just probably prefer Garland and Mobley if I'm going up there. And I like Andrew Nembhard a little bit. Another guy I kind of like. I like his minutes, 36, 35. Might be asked to do a little more with no Benny Math on the floor. That's probably another reason, though, why Siakam's getting the love that he's getting is because when Benny Math's on the floor, he's going to take a bunch of shots and he's going to take away from these guys. And when he's out, it's going to lead to more opportunity for pretty much Siakam, Nembhard, Aaron Nesmith. So it makes sense, the ownership to me. I think I'm going to go the cheaper route with like Nesmith, McConnell, Nembhard. Do you see anyone else, DC? Like, could you play Micah Potter on this slate here? 4,100 for him. Has had a decent role too with this team. I mean, I can make the case for Micah Potter, especially with no Isaiah Jackson and then waiving Tony Bradley. Makes me a little more comfortable.
Yeah, I mean, he's been starting, or at least he did the last game. The minutes have been up, playing well, 4,100. And then, Jackson out. So things can still go south with Indiana big man minutes, but a little bit safer, obviously, with no Jackson, no Obi Toppin, who's been out for a while. So, I think Potter makes some sense. And if you want to get really off the board, because I assume Potter will get some ownership, I don't hate the Jay Huff backup center play. This, to me, is one of those situations where it wouldn't shock me at all. We see this all the time when there's kind of two, equal centers, that one of them just takes some minutes one game. It could be the bench guy, and you get one of them at super low ownership while, chalk is on the other. So, I like Potter better, but I assume the field will as well. And, wouldn't be shocked if Huff randomly got 25 minutes if he's playing well. So I think he's a decent play as well if you need a kind of a true off-the-board punt.
Yeah, and Javier says Cleveland's have been destroyed by power forward so far, for whatever that's worth. Yeah, no, I think a lot of that. I mean, that's why Siakam is getting a lot of the ownership. That plus no Benny Mathurin, it all kind of checks out to me. He's not a bad play. Like I said, I just prefer, I think, Evan Mobley and Darius Garland. But I mean, it makes sense to me why he's getting ownership. Also, when you put it in terms of like the range and some of these studs, like look at all the studs. We've got multiple studs out, studs questionable. So, we'll probably have some value. You're going to have money to spend. Yeah, it makes sense. Where do you rank like the top guys, DC? Like Evan Mobley, Darius Garland, Siakam, Nembhard. Like, where do you rank those four?
I got Garland 1, Mobley 2. I don't think I'm playing Siakam here. So then, Nembhard would be 3. But my 3 favorite plays in this game right now, as it stands, are Garland, Mobley, and DeAndre Hunter. So we'll see who's in and out when the game time comes.
Yeah, I mean, I think I got similar rankings to you, 1 through 4, but yeah, that's first game here. It's definitely a good game. Definitely gonna want some pieces from this game. Let's go to the next spot here, Orlando and Washington. And we did get some news here already. Jalen Suggs officially ruled out. He was doubtful. Now he's ruled out. They're still without Franz and Mo Wagner. So a little thinner at the guard position. I do expect that gives maybe a slight bump to Anthony Black, who's been already playing really well. Desmond Bain is going to get some ownership here. Who knows? Maybe even Tyus Jones jumps back into a little more of a role with them out. Tristan De Silva's cheap. I like Anthony Black, though. I think he's very interesting for tournaments. He's been awesome here down the stretch, just crushing. Another 50 burger last time out against Indiana. Now they get Washington, D.C. You obviously got Paolo at 9,200, who's also been awesome the last three or four games here. 55, 53, 54 and a half, 63.8 his last 4 games. I mean, is this a spot where maybe the spends are in this game?
Yeah, I think so. You got to like the Orlando side here against Washington. Matchup's good. Should control this game. You mentioned Black. I mean, 7,500 feels like a lot, but he's earned the price tag. He's been good and on a permanent basis all year. Now, no Jalen Suggs, no Franz Wagner. So, yeah, I mean, Black, to me, he feels like super safe, right? I'd be pretty surprised if he fell short of 35 here. And then he's shown the ceiling. He just put up a 58, 60 burger 5-6 games ago prior to that. So, the ceiling's there. The floor looks good. The matchup is good. In on Anthony Black. And I think you can play him with Banchero too. He's been 50 plus 4 straight games. Kind of had a little bit of a slow start to the year, it seemed like, but he's another one who kind of seems like he's finding it a little bit right now. Been on fire recently. The Magic playing well, and you'd expect that to continue against the Wizards. So, yeah, I'm kind of on the 2 Magic studs, Banchero, Black. I like Bain pretty clearly third of those 3. I don't think he's a terrible play, but probably not going to play all 3 studs. So I'll keep it mostly to Black and Banchero. And then, yeah, Wendell Carter, I think, is a pretty good play here, too.
Yeah.
Consistent performance, 5,500, regularly gets 30-plus minutes now, which really has never been the case for him. Matchup's obviously good against a soft Washington interior. So, yeah, I don't see why not on Wendell Carter. They've got injuries at the center position as well. So Orlando looks, really good, almost as good as Cleveland, I think. Washington side, definitely a lot less interest there. I guess the wing guys have talked about Trey Johnson. He can get hot, but he's up to 4,700. Not ideal. Koulibaly, I think
My
he's okay.
issue with these Washington guys is it seems like all their minutes are capped, DC.
Yeah.
Right? Like it seems like they're just playing enough minutes, but not enough for like what we want in terms of DFS. Like they're all getting like low to high 20s.
It's tough. That's just how Washington seems to operate when they've got enough bodies to do so. So they are one of the teams that you just got to keep a close eye. And when they get really thin, right, and then players are forced into mid-30s minutes, that's where you want to attack. But not quite the case tonight, even with a couple guys out.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think the majority of the plays are on the Orlando side, clearly. And we're on the same too, for sure. Wendell Carter, I definitely like as well, 5,500. I don't even think like in this matchup, like I could even see like Goga at 3,500 be an interesting low owned cheap play at 3,500. He's not getting a ton of run, but you never know what happens too, like blowout. Maybe he gets slightly extended from 16 minutes, foul trouble, whatever. And in this matchup, I think he could get you, 20 to 25 fantasy points, DC, and 20 to 25 plays decent at 3,500. So, I think we should definitely leave Goga in the pool here. Because
What about Jace Richardson? At least according to Saber, he's the best value in this game. I don't know
I don't
about
mind.
that.
Yeah, I mean, he's another guy. I think I wouldn't take him out of the pool.
Yeah.
I don't know about that. I think he is talented though. I kind of don't mind him a little bit. I've watched him a couple of games when he's got some run. He doesn't get run all the time, but he's looked decent to me. Yeah, so I don't know if I'm going to play him on this slate. I think if I did that, I'd rather go Goga personally. If I did like the cheap play,
Me
that's
too.
not Tristan Da Silva, obviously, because he's from a minute standpoint and project like he's the best at 3,900. But yeah, if I was to go off the board, I think it'd be with him. So yeah, his minutes are ticking up. Actually, shoots the ball well. He's out there. Yeah, he does shoot the ball well. Again, I like what I've seen with him. So yeah, good spot to attack this Orlando side. I think the Washington side though is just too muddy. There's too many bodies. They're playing too many guys 20 to 25 minutes. And, until like what DC said, until, they just start ruling guys out randomly or the trade deadline gets here and maybe they can sell off some of these veteran pieces or pieces they don't want any of. I did see DC. Did you see the Trae Young to Washington rumor?
I didn't see that, but
You didn't see that? That was yesterday. It came
feels
out.
like a good spot for Trae Young. I approve. I approve.
It just made me laugh though. It's just like Washington, where stars go to die.
Yeah.
If you're a star, go to Washington. That'll be good. It's like a terrible but perfect spot for Trae Young. Like he can still play no defense and he can shoot the ball 100 times and his stats will look good, but Washington will stay terrible, just as bad.
You better address Bino's question here. He says Conor McGregor called someone out for the
I know.
White House.
I was gonna get to it after we
His
finished.
feelings seem hurt in chat. So
I was gonna get to it being there after. I'm gonna guess Khabib. I don't know. Who would you guess?
I don't know. Because it's funny, it's not going to be one of the usual suspects like Poirier or Michael Chandler. So
Or Islam. Like, did he call it Islam? Islam would friggin' destroy him.
Yeah. I think a lot of people would destroy Conor at this point, is my guess. But yeah, we'll see.
I mean, I think Conor would beat a lot of people. I also think, though, like, he's got no shot against someone like Islam.
No.
I mean, we saw what Khabib did, and Islam is he's like Khabib plus, because like his striking is so much more evolved on top of his elite like wrestling and grappling. So like, yeah, I mean
Conor's not beating any of those guys with the elite grappling, I don't think anymore. But Floyd Mayweather, I guess it is. So yeah, we'll see. That's not going to happen.
Floyd Mayweather.
In a UFC fight, yeah, that's not going to
in a UFC fight. Well, that's a little different, DC. If they're doing a full-on UFC fight,
yeah, I'm not gonna hold my breath that Floyd's coming to the UFC.
There is no shot Floyd's taking a UFC fight. I'm sorry,
No.
There's just no way,
no chance.
And on top of it, that dude's made so much money. I mean, how much money would they have to throw at him for him to even think about? There's no way they throw that type of money at him. No way.
No, Conor just being a donkey again.
Conor just wants that payday again. He wants that. He's trying to think in his head, okay, who gives me the chance at massive money? He's like, oh, Floyd. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Part 2, UFC.
I mean, that'll be no matter who he fights. If he agrees to come back for the White House card, he'll get a decent chunk of change for that. That's for sure.
Yeah, but he's thinking like Floyd money. He's thinking the UFC will open up if I can get Floyd over here to fight me, and they would, because Floyd would draw a shitload of people, and Conor would. Yeah. They because they're both massive draws, so they definitely would. It'll never happen though. No. All right. Well, that was fun. Hopefully he comes back though. I want him to fight something like that. Let's go to the next spot here. Where are we at? Oh no, LA and the Pelicans here. Let's start on the Lakers side, where we're still without Austin Reeves for this Lakers team, which sucks. No Rui Hachimura either, still out. Jake LaRavia has put up some nice performances the last couple of games, DC, playing a ton of minutes too the last 3 games, 38, 37, and 34 minutes. And he's put up 25, 42, and 42 fantasy points. He's up to 5,500, but I mean, 5,500 for 40 burgers, DC, sounds pretty good to me if he can keep this up. And they got the Pelicans here. Do we go back to this Jake LaRavia? Is this a real thing? I mean, I always thought Jake LaRavia was pretty talented, but 40 burgers, that's a different story here.
Yeah, they did come in the same matchup, both against Memphis, so a good spot for LaRavia there. Shot was falling. When LaRavia's putting up 42 fantasy points, obviously things are going his way. I don't think you need to.
He got 9 boards in that one game.
Yeah. So still a decent spot here against the Pelicans. It's a thin team, right? With no Austin Reeves, no Hachimura, no Gabe Vincent. I mean, they just don't have all that much. So yeah, it makes sense. LaRavia playing big minutes and performing well. He's got to be in play at 5,500. I don't think he's like a must play, but absolutely someone to consider. Luka, I don't know if we'll have quite enough value. It seems like a lot of the values are kind of, we talked about liking like the Orlando studs, the Cleveland guys are, like Mobley and Garland are good values, but they're not the type of values that permit you to get all the way up to Luka. So I think it might be a little tough on this slate to get to him, but obviously if you can, good chance you're going to get 60 plus out of him. So kind of depends on where the value lies. Part of it depends on if, guys like Anthony Edwards end up playing, which we just don't know right now. LeBron seems like he's just stuck at that 9K mark, which he's a fine play there. I think if I can, I'd prefer to get up to Luka. And honestly, I think I'd like the discount with LaRavia a little bit more, $3,500 discount there. So probably not getting to LeBron. I don't see much else on the Lakers that really entices me other than LaRavia, Luka. I don't know. Marcus Smart, I don't think I'm going there. Yeah, mostly just those two.
I kind of like Marcus Smart.
Yeah.
I think he's interesting at 4,600. He can shoot himself into a team here, and he's shown an ability at times to take and make some shots, shoot some threes here. No Rui, no Austin Reeves, no Gabe Vincent. I don't hate Marcus Smart. Look, he had a 37 burger 2 games ago, 21 against Detroit. If he's getting 31 and 34 minutes, DC, if he's getting somewhere in that range, which I think he does in a close game, get those minutes, I think he's decent at 46. I wouldn't throw him out. And this New Orleans matchup for center is pretty good. What about DeAndre Ayton at 6K? I'm not an Ayton guy at all, but the last time he played New Orleans was the last time he flashed like real upside. He had 48 fantasy points in 27 minutes and had a 22 and 12 against this New Orleans team.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you. I didn't play a lot of DeAndre Ayton in general. But 6K, you're right. I mean, he does seem fine. I'd probably rather go to the other side, though, and play our guy, Derek Queen, at 6,500.
Like him.
Just, a player I like a lot better than Ayton in general, obviously. DFS aside there. But, yeah, Ayton seems fine. I do like Queen better. Vanderbilt also back in the rotation out of necessity, playing like 25 minutes a night at 4K. Not really a high upside player, very limited offensive game. So, but that's, part of the reason why we've seen Smart and LaRavia have higher usage rates recently, because they just don't have much left. So, yeah, Lakers do look pretty good here, I think, overall. And yeah, the smart play does make sense. They just don't have much else to go to, frankly. Almost got to play Smart and LaRavia those minutes. So, yeah, Lakers.
Are you paying the 12-2 tag for Luka?
Probably not. It
Right.
just doesn't seem like the slate for it. There's just not enough great value that, and then like those Cavs guys in the mid range, Garland and
Right.
Mobley and Hunter
It
look good.
it does feel more like a mid-tier slate.
I think
You're
so.
right.
Yeah.
Maybe though, if we get like a superstar randomly ruled out or something, maybe it changes. But you're right. It does feel like right now it's leaning more superstarish. And Luka projecting for 30%, so it's not like he's gonna be low owned either. He's still projecting for a decent amount of ownership. On the New Orleans side, I agree with you 100%. My guy Queen at 6,500. My only issue with him at all is I think his minutes are being somewhat capped right now around 30. With Misi back, with Zion playing. Now they are going to be without Bay. Herbert Jones, I think, is questionable. So that's another thing we got to wait on from a news standpoint. But, Queen at 6,500, 30 minutes, he can get you what you need. Zion's been playing pretty good. He had the one bad game last time out against Miami, but before that, 56, 43, 48. I think he's fine. I think I prefer Evan Mobley, and I think I prefer Paolo at power forward. So it's just gonna he lands like somewhere after those guys, DC, for me.
Zion.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's looked good recently. He did have a bad
Yeah.
game last time out, but prior to that, I had him against Portland a couple nights ago, and he was awesome in that game. But I agree.
Smashed in that game.
Yeah, 8,300, getting a little pricey. I like Murphy better at 7K with the discount. Man, this team,
correct.
watching that Portland game, this team needs to get rid of Jordan Poole. I don't know why is Jordan Poole even on NBA rosters? I mean, he's shooting 37%, 30% from three, plays no defense, turns it over, destroys any like offensive structure. It just seems like when I watch New Orleans play, I'm like, who's learning awful habits from Jordan Poole is Jeremiah Fears, right? Another player with like a lot of talent, but a lot of just kind of rawness to his game. And he's like out there watching Poole. Poole got paid. I'll play like that too. I can't stand that guy, man.
This is a good question. The more I think about it, Scotty says, my question would be, who would guard Zion? The Lakers don't. I think Vanderbilt might have to play.
That's what I was going to say. Vanderbilt's going to be out there for bigger minutes to guard Zion.
Yeah, I think Vanderbilt is going to play probably more. So, yeah.
Because Laravia and LeBron I don't think they're going to do much against Zion defensively.
No, God, no. LeBron don't want to guard Zion. Are you kidding me? He's 40-something years old. You don't want to guard Zion right now.
No.
Maybe Zion is a better play than I'm giving him credit for. I still have Paolo and Evan Mobley ahead of him, but he's probably third, honestly.
Zion, his game has like become completely one-dimensional, where he just like puts his head down.
Yeah, but he does the same thing every time, and it still works because he's just so much physically and athletically better than a lot of these guys that are guarding him.
It does, though. It does, I think, make him really matchup dependent, though, because he's a one-trick pony. Everyone knows what's coming. So, like against the Heat, right, when they've got Bam and Khalil Ware, didn't work.
They've got the pieces to maybe slow him down a little bit, 100%, which plays more into, I think, this spot maybe, because it does say a lot about you when like every team knows exactly what you're doing and you still just get to your spot and you do it every single time. Like, it's just like that just says you're just so much better that teams know it and they still can't stop it. So yeah, no, Zion is definitely piquing my interest a little more the more I think about it. I'm with you with Jordan Poole. This guy, he's just a terror on these teams. Like, if I'm a coach, I'm like sitting there and I'm seriously like, do I actually have to play this dude? Like, can we just pay him and waste the money and just like, he stays on the bench. Like, he doesn't get off the bench. He just stays there. Yeah. And if that means you got to play Jordan Hawkins or McGowan's or Jose Alvarado, who loves to, get into fist fights on the floor. You just play him. Like Jordan Poole, he's just going to ruin it for all these young guys that they have too. These good, young, developing guys like Fears and Queen and all the youth that they have. Like, just play them. They got to be like, please, some team trade for Poole. Like,
It's not going to
please.
happen. Yeah.
No, I don't think so either.
Unless
they dump them, but and maybe they have to give like a pick or something away and dump them just to get them out, and like some shitty team just takes them on or something like that. Like I don't know. You're probably right. It probably won't happen.
Get him back on the Wizards. That's where he belongs, Jordan Poole.
Yeah. So here's kind of the, this team is not getting a ton of ownership. Trey Murphy's going to get some ownership. Zion's at 7%, which makes sense to me because power forward's pretty solid on this slate from a spend up option. Power forward's pretty good. We've already talked about like 4 pretty awesome power forward spend ups, DC. To be honest, even the guys we don't like as much, they're still pretty good plays. There's a reason why they're getting some ownership and stuff like that. Derek Queen's projecting for like 10%. Jordan Poole's projecting for some ownership, which is always nice when I see that. But yeah, I mean, I don't think it's a game like everyone's dying to get to or something like that. So
yeah,
try to get Kings to give up Monk for him. Yeah, there you go. There you go, being there. Now we're thinking the Kings totally done with Malik Monk. Malik Monk would actually probably help too, because he could be like the 6-man role would be fine for Malik Monk, and I don't think he'd hurt the development as much. I think Malik Monk could fit a little bit with them if he wanted to.
Yeah, he plays kind of like Jordan Poole, but just not nearly as recklessly. And
this is funny. If no one wants Trey, why would anyone want Poole? It's a good point.
I'm not a huge fan of Trey, but it's insulting to Trey to compare him to Poole. They're like Poole is on a whole.
No, but it's the premise though of like, okay, if only Washington wants Trey, then who will actually want Poole, even if it's just one? Yeah. It is insulting though. I agree with you. It's insulting to put Jordan Poole in that.
I'll say as a super low on play, I don't mind Jeremiah Fears here, at least a little bit. Lakers are slow, right? They're kind of old and slow. Fears is youngster, can get up and down the court. He looks to push the pace. I could see a big Fears game coming. Obviously, like the minutes are not always secure, but I do think the minutes for New Orleans can swing in a different direction depending on who's playing well. So I do like Fears a little bit at no ownership in 5,100.
Yeah, my only issue with Fears is the same thing. I hate these minutes capped guys. I'm with you 100%. I love Fears. If Fears could play 35 minutes, I'd be in on it. It's just his minutes are somewhat capped again, and I hate it. But I agree with you. I think it's a great matchup for him because, like you said, he wants to get up and down.
Yeah,
he wants to push the pace here. Which I think will be successful if he does do that.
Exactly. Yep.
So I like the call out. I like the play for sure. All right, let's move to the next game here. We got San Antonio and Memphis here. Let's start on the Spurs side. Victor Wembanyama did go through shoot around DC, so that is boding well maybe for him to make his return and get in these games here a little bit. With him out, though, we have seen kind of, like De'Aaron Fox has been popular on a couple of these slates. He's been decent, you know what I mean? Like, he's been solid. He is 7,900, though. Stephon Castle has been solid as well, 7,800 for Castle. It is a good spot for those guys. But if Wemby does come back, I do think it hurts them a little, even if Wemby's only playing 24 minutes, DC.
Yeah, the Wemby stuck right around 25 minutes thing kind of kind of just ruins the whole Spurs from a DFS
It
perspective.
fucks them all up.
Because you can't.
I'll say it.
You can't really play Wemby at 10K. I mean, I guess you could. He's getting it done anyway, but hard to play him. I think at 10K on 25 minutes, and then obviously takes away so much from everybody else, makes them worse plays too. So we'll see on Wembanyama if he's out. I do think Fox, Castle, and maybe Keldon Johnson too are all too cheap. But it depends on if he's in. If he's in, much less interest in those guys. Those guys are all kind of in the same band as Garland and Mobley and Black, price tag wise. And I do prefer all those guys to the Spurs guys in that 7-8K range if Wemby's in. So obviously big news on Wembanyama. I don't think I'm going to get to him either on this particular slate in limited minutes, but he's been awesome, obviously, when he's on the court. And then, Memphis, I mean, they're down a lot of guys now, too. Ja, is he officially doubtful? Yeah, looks like he's going to miss. Already missing Coward. Looks like Williams is in there, right? So, yeah, he's going to play. But, yeah, this is a thin team with Ja out and Coward out as well. So, should be Cam Spencer show, I think, at point guard. He's cooled off a lot, which makes sense. I thought, playing over his head a little bit. 6,100. I don't love it. I don't know. What do you see on Memphis? Jaren Jackson's too expensive. I don't love the Memphis.
I think you could play Cam Spencer if Ja's out.
Yeah.
I think he's back in play, especially with Coward also being out. I think I'd be okay with, because the minutes are going to be there. So I think I'd be okay with it, even in this spot. Jock Landale's been solid. He's been decent. He'd be more like a last piece in for me. I always like the idea of playing Santi Aldama in tournaments. He never gets ownership, and because he seems kind of overpriced, which he kind of is, but that's why he doesn't get ownership, and he's got the upside clearly. So I kind of like the Cam Spencer, maybe Santi Aldama type guys on this slate here. I do have to answer this because I was laughing. LOL, the Lakers are not old. Only one guy is old. You're somewhat right, but then you're also somewhat wrong, because yes, LeBron is technically the only old maybe on the team, but Luka Doncic slides his feet like he's 50.
Yes.
DeAndre Ayton is the laziest basketball player ever.
He was old when he got into the league his first year already.
And he kind of plays like an old anyways. He plays like a finesse.
Marcus Smart, old as fuck.
Marcus Smart is 31, which honestly, I thought he was older than 31. I had to look that up. I was like, how old is Marcus Smart? I looked it up quick. I couldn't believe it. He was only 31. But I guess that's somewhat old. Rui Hachimura has an old man's game. He looks young. He is young, I think, but he has an old man's game for sure. Gabe Vincent, another guy, looks like he's older than he is. I mean, this team is a bunch of guys that look like they're older than they are, or play like they're old.
They play old at the very least. I stand by it.
But he's right. He's right. They're not all old, so he is right technically. That's me, not literal JSU. I just came out of it for a second to because I had to address that part because it made me laugh a little bit. Because when DC said it, I was like, yeah, he's right. Fucking old team. 100% right. They're not like actually all old, though. Wrong in that sense, but they kind of play like it.
Also, when you have a 40-year-old, it does skew your average age up quite a bit. So
yeah, the average age for the Lakers with LeBron is just it would, with him off the court, it'd be like literally 26. But with LeBron there, it's like 32 just because he's so old. But back to this game here, I think the Spur side is tough for me. I want to sell myself on a Spur, but I do think with Wemby back, it kills Cornette, Champagnie, Keldon Johnson, hurts those guys, and their prices are up. Dylan Harper, who's kind of hit or miss on the run, but maybe Dylan Harper is someone like for tournaments. I could like keep in the pool. DC. I doubt he's going to get much ownership. He's just too expensive, I feel like. But who knows? Maybe Castle puts up a bit. I think if I had to spend up for one of these guys, it would be Castle, because I can't do Wemby because he's probably going to be on a minutes limit. But maybe Castle would be like the one guy. But I think more of the plays are on the Memphis side, especially with Ja being doubtful. Aldama, Spencer, Jock Landell's in play, but I probably won't play him. Gigi Jackson has gotten some run, DC, but 3,900 depends on the value. Took 10 shots last game. I mean, played 22 minutes. If we don't have like that much value on the slate, he could be in play from a value standpoint. But
yeah,
the problem is like Vince Williams back might hurt him a little bit. That might be the only issue there. So not as great of a game, I think, with the Spurs stuff, especially. Let's go to the last game of the night. And we did get big news before we went on. Our cover boy, Anthony Edwards, DC, I think it was illness, right? Did he pick up the sniffles or something like that this morning? Did he wake up with a
I'm seeing injury maintenance for Edwards.
Oh, it's injury maintenance. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's soreness. It's team doctors telling him to maybe take the night off or something like that. We'll see. That was the midday downgrade though. So he's questionable with injury maintenance, whatever the fuck that is now that we call that. Why can't we just say like right knee soreness? Why injury maintenance? It's so ridiculous. But DC, it is a spot with Miami. Miami, like if Anthony Edwards was in, I think he'd be an interesting spend on this slate. I'd be interested to see like what his ownership would be. Right now, it's projecting at almost 20%. If he's out though, it would definitely boost these other, like Julius Randle would get a boost. There's another power forward play we'd have to consider, even in a tough spot. I think we'd have to consider it. But like Naz Reid at 6,200 right now, not in play. Might be more in play if Ant's out. Dante DiVincenzo at 6K. Jaden McDaniels at 5,900. Even maybe like a Bones Highland would get a bump. Like some of these guys would get some big roll bumps here and become in play even in this spot. And on the Miami side, you got no Jaime Jaquez, but Tyler Hero is going to be back for this team. Also, Nikola Jovic is probable as well. So no Jaime, but they get back Tyler Hero, DC. It's kind of like replacing the role that Jaime was playing.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it would be nice to go to the Heat here if they were missing both Hero and Jaquez, because you kind of know where it was going. But with Hero back, definitely takes some of the shine away from those guys like Powell, Wiggins. I think would have been a good plays. Hero 7,200, nice price point for him. I just don't know how many minutes he's going to be out there. So I don't love Miami tonight, but should be a close, high-scoring game. So could be a good game for DFS. So we'll say this slate kind of seems wide open. I know we're 3 hours before lock, but I could see ownership being a little bit spread out more than it usually is on a 5-game slate. And then Anthony Edwards, obviously one of those stars that if you take him out, everybody gets a bump, right? Everybody that's playing significant minutes. I think it's literally true for all of the Wolves. Randall, Reed would look really good. Gobert's one I don't change much, I guess. If Anthony Edwards is out, he's going to play his kind of same role. But everybody else, everyone that can kind of score, Reed, Randall, to some extent McDaniels, Bones Highland, I think would become – he's been in the rotation, right? Every game. They're giving him a real look here. His usage and minutes would, I think, go up if Edwards sits. And DiVincenzo as well at 6K, I think, becomes a solid play, although he does seem to have somewhat limited upside on most nights. But yeah, we'll see with Edwards if he sits. Yeah, Randall and Reed, I think maybe my two favorite guys on Minnesota.
Yeah, I think I'd be more interested in the 6K range, the Dante, Nas, Jaden McDaniels range just because of how loaded we are at power forward. But
Yeah.
I would be fine with playing Julius Randle just if I had to rank them.
I don't love using him against. We saw what the Heat did to Zion. Randall, somewhat similar player. He's
He
got
has
more.
a little more of
He does.
You're right. It's similar, but he's a
But
little
he's a
more.
bully ball power forward still.
He
Yeah.
is. Yeah, he is. He also though will fall in love at times with pulling some threes randomly.
Sure.
He'll fall in love with it, but yeah, you're right there. So good spot. Rudy, I'm with you on Rudy. I don't think I'm going to play Rudy at 6,600, but the Miami side, I saw some people talking about Pele Larson, Jovic. Maybe it's not a great match. Jovic has been really friggin' good. Even in this game, where was this game here? Against Detroit. He had 20 fantasy points. He played 24 minutes. He shot 1 for 10 from the field, 1 for 7 from 3, DC. And he's taken 7 or more threes in 4 of his last 5 games. So this dude, when he's out there, they must be telling him to jack threes, because it's not like he's shooting a crazy percentage from 3 or anything like that. He's been okay, but nothing special. And so they must be telling him when you're out there to just pull.
Yeah. And he certainly is. And we both like his game. He can do a lot of different things out there. 5K
upside at for 25 minutes. I think he can still give you upside for a GPP.
I do too. Yeah, and it does seem like the minutes are pretty safe right now. So yeah, I like the Jovic call. I assume no ownership on him. Yeah, 2%. Yeah, sign me up for that.
Yeah, just if you're playing a ton of teams. I don't think he's going to hit like my 1 to 3 teams, but if you're playing a ton of teams, I'd definitely keep him in the pool here. I do want to remind people too, over on DraftKings Sportsbook, they have the King of the Court, I'm pretty sure, back for tonight, Tuesday night. It's King of the Court night over on DK Sportsbook here. It's a $5 minimum bet if you want to check it out. And you can bet any of the props for any player you want on the slate. And they just have to be the leading PRA, points, rebounds, and assist leader at the end of the night. We saw some wild stuff with like Cedric Howard was close to winning it one week, and some randoms. DC, is this a night? We got Luka Doncic obviously on the slate, who's going to be very popular. He can win you a McDonald's value meal, maybe. I don't know, but maybe he could. I've heard that McDonald's value meals are expensive now, so they're not even a value. That's what I've heard, but. DC, what's your plan of attack? We also do have a nightcapper, so Dallas and Sacramento.
Yeah, I'm going to do the same strategy I had last time we were on the show, King of the Court. If you remember that game, Keontae George was questionable, and the argument was no one's going to take him. No one betting it early, which I think is probably a lot of people, is going to take a questionable guy. He almost got the job done. It was just a couple points shy of winning it. I think you can do the same thing with Anthony Edwards. Anyone betting it right now is not taking Anthony Edwards and risking, getting their bet voided or whatever. So I'll wait. And if we don't get news, the longer it goes, the better. And he'll be under-owned because of it. So yeah, Anthony Edwards, if he does play, I really like going to him.
Look at that. I won 2,500 with Jamal Murray when they did the Three Kings promo. That Three Kings promo was awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome, Steve. Shout out to you. 2,500 for Jamal. That's what I'm talking about, people. These secondary guys that can just probably 1 of 10 times they outdo the first star. Mm-hmm. But all you need is that one time where they just friggin' smash. Like he's talking about with Keontae George, who's actually now the number 1 star for Utah. But in general, like he's kind of a forgotten out guy. He was also questionable, so I think he doesn't fit the mold that I'm talking about, but he was lower because everyone was scared to bet him early, because everyone likes to bet this thing early.
Yeah.
Probably because they don't want to forget, DC. But I think it's like the worst strategy ever to bet it early. Unless
Clearly
you just know you want a guy early. Unless you're just like, I don't care what happens. I want to bet Paolo Banchero tonight. Okay. But like, if it's a questionable thing with you where it's like, oh, I might like this guy, or oh, I might like that guy. This guy at 7 looks good, but this guy at 8 looks very similar to me. I would totally wait, because you never know what news can drop in that hour span and who could randomly get ruled out too and make multiple guys, just like we say in DFS. What happens when Ant gets ruled out, DC?
Mm-hmm.
Everyone gets better, right?
Yeah.
All these guys get better. And if Ant gets ruled out, would you not be interested in maybe a Minnesota guy as a random king of the court? I would.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm talking about. Like leaning into stuff like that. In worst case scenario, if Ant's in, you could just bet Ant. If you're like, all the studs are gone, or you could go to this late game, this 11 o'clock game with Sacramento and Dallas. You know what I mean? If you get stuck and you don't want to bet anything at 8. So yeah, I think the worst strategy is, betting it early, like early as in like now, like at 4 or 3 or 2. Like at least wait until 6:50 if you want to bet the 7 o'clock guys.
Yeah, I mean, clearly, if you're trying to maximize your expected value, waiting is obviously the way to do it. There's no argument for the other side. But yeah, if Ant, especially if it's ruled in late, I think he's going to be my pick. If he's ruled out, I think I might go to Zion. I could see Zion dropping 40 real points on the Lakers with nobody to guard him, no rim protection, maybe motivated, playing the Lakers, who knows. So I'll go Ant if he's in, and then I'll probably pivot to Zion if he's not.
Yeah, I might go to Minnesota if Ant's out, because I don't think people are going to wait on the news. And even then, I don't think people are going to want to click the next name. So I think more people would just go to maybe the stud at 11 or something like that. And I don't even mind, like, if you want to get really crazy, play a Memphis guy. Go take a Santi Aldama, a Jaren Jackson, a Cam Spencer. You want to get like super. So like, I don't mind if I get stuck in that 8 o'clock window, DC, I'm totally fine with it.
Yeah.
If I bet a random at 7, it would definitely be in this Cleveland, Indiana game, just based off of the news and stuff like that. I think, like an Andrew Nemhard or someone like that is super live, that no one's probably going to bet. So yeah, I think my strategy though, I'm going to wait until 8, check on that Ant news. And, cause like you said, maybe I bet Ant if he's in.
Yeah. That's what I like.
Yeah, Randall if Ant's out, like that. Yeah, I could bet Randall if Ant's out. Totally. So I like that. Laravia as the KOTC, because fuck it. Now that's some big balls right there. If Jake Laravia wins you like 100K, and King of the Court might be like the greatest King of the Court ever. It definitely would be the greatest King of the Court ever if Jake Laravia won it for you. You never know. Crazy shit happens. Oh, Anthony Black actually would be my favorite 7 o'clock guy. Now that I think about it, I forgot about him. Anthony Black, 100%. He destroyed me one night. He's got the upside to crush, and he's the secondary star I'm talking about, DC.
Yeah, he
probably still pays out.
Put up 49 PRA against Denver back on the 27th. So he's got some upside in him, no question.
Yep. I like it. All right. Let's do anti-plays quick and plays of the day, and then we'll get out of here. Don't forget, guys, smash the like button on the video. Subscribe to the YouTube channel for all these free shows on the Run Pure Sports YouTube channel. And check us out, runpuresports.com. DFS, sports betting, we got you covered. Get in, sign up. Any package on the board gets you in the Discord. Super easy to link your account. If you do have any questions, though, we have a customer support chat in there, waiting room in there. You can add us in there, and we'll help you out. We'll get you all set up and squared away. All right, DC, I have set this up by ownership here. So this is all sorted by the top owned guys on the slate. Who is your fade. Who's your favorite fade of the top owned guys on SaberSim right now?
I'll give two Orlando scrubs here. No interest in Jace Richardson at 32%. Come on now. Or Tristan Da Silva. This guy, absolute bum, 3,900, 25% owned. No thanks. Give me Black, Banchero, Wendell Carter. I like those guys. I don't need these bums from Orlando mucking up my teams.
Okay, Jace Richardson and Tristan Da Silva getting DC's plays. I'm going with these Washington guys. What is 20% for Trey Johnson, Bilal Coulibaly? See, come on, Washington. No, thank you. Get those two out of my lineups. I'm out. Yeah, that's another big balls call. Dante, if Ant's out, Dante can score. I will say the key to the scrub KOTC win is who can score.
Yes.
You need them to be able to get you 30 plus points because most of these scrubs, they can't give you the 10 rebounds, 10 assists type game that a superstar can get you, DC. So you're going to need to make it up in the scoring department. So when you pick a scrub guy, not scrub, but like a mid-tier guy. Pick one that can fill it up, that can go off randomly and give you 30.
Particularly high volume 3-point shooters, because
obviously
worth another point, but
attacking the hoop constantly.
Yep.
That's definitely guys that play big minutes and shoot the ball a ton in the mid-tier. Those are the guys you want on the slate, because 12 points, 10 rebounds, 10 assists, that's not going to win.
No,
that's not going to win because the superstar is going to outdo it. So I'd rather get the random guy that puts up 35 actual points, but maybe he's only got 5 and 5 DC, but somehow 45 gets it done for you. You know what I mean? It just edges out the superstar that got 20, 10, and 10, So
you gotta have scorers for sure.
Yep. Definitely want the scorers when you take the mid-tier route there. All right, DC, play of the day. Who is the favorite play for Draft Cheat on this slate?
Play of the day. Man. Let's go with my guy. Well, he's super high owned, but Evan Mobley is my favorite play on the slate. 7,600. I think he's going to clean up here against Indiana.
Evan Mobley is DC's play here on the board. I'm going to try and give a low owned guy here. Man, I thought you were going to say your boy Zion. He's low owned too, which I kind of like on this slate. Who's someone that I can give that's somewhat low? I can't give DeAndre. I can't look at myself in the mirror if I give DeAndre as my play of the day.
Don't abandon your principles over there, Jason.
I won't. Just because he's in play doesn't mean he's my. I'm going to go Anthony Black against Washington here. 15% owned. That's not bad on a condensed ownership 5-game slate. I love the spot against Washington, and I love his upside here. I think he's got great upside with the guys out for him. Let's go Anthony Black. Get us another 50 banger here. Put it up on the board. All right, guys, that's going to do it for this edition of the NBA Hardwood Show. We'll be back tomorrow. Enjoy the 5-game slate over on DraftKings. Good luck in your DFS and sports betting. Don't forget the king of the court over on DraftKings Sportsbook. There for DC, I'm JSU. We'll catch you guys tomorrow. Till then, we're out of here. Peace.